I've been trying to make sense of the sorrow that I feel, holding on for life to the only thing that's real. I've only scratched the surface, I've barely had a taste, but just a glimpse draws my heart to change, and one side of you lays my sin to waste. I don't need to see everything, just more of you. Take it all away, magnify no other name. Open up my eyes to you. Take it all away, magnify no other name. Open up my eyes to you. My sight is incomplete, and I made you look small. I've been staring at my...
I thought that Trek was an incredible experience for me, and I personally am not in shape, and there were some times where I had to really push through climbing up the mountain, especially uphill on the way to high camp, but honestly it was all worth it to see the beautiful sights and to get to really bond with people that normally I don't talk to in the youth group, and to get to know the guides. They were incredible and positive the entire way, and it's something I've never done before because I've never gotten the chance to climb a mountain that way, and it was incredible, honestly.
My view of Trek is, there were some parts where it's kind of rough, but then once you get to the end goal and you make it, then it's just very rewarding, because you can finally just take off the pack and just relax. Let your glory come alive, be magnified.
Just an amazing experience. I pushed myself more than I ever thought I could, and one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
Come alive, be magnified. Be magnified.
It was amazing. The experience was unbelievable and mind-boggling how we could look around and just take in God's creation.
Open up my eyes to you. Open up my eyes. Take it all, take it.
Trek was really difficult, but overall it was a really rewarding experience, and it feels really good to look back on it and know that I overcame the hardship that it was.
Trek was really cool, and at first I was really nervous about everything, like the rappelling and the hikes, and thinking that I wasn't strong enough or I couldn't do it, but whenever I actually experienced it, it was really fun, and I realized that I could actually do everything, and I actually enjoyed everything.
You unravel me.
Trek was definitely rough, but it was also one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had. I got to see firsthand God's creation and watch everyone unite to overcome the challenges ahead of us.
From my enemy, till all my fears are gone.
I thought the Trek experience was a great experience. It was more difficult than I had anticipated going into it, but it was a good experience. Something that I would recommend that most people, if they get the opportunity, do.
I am a child of God.
I saw God in the group I was with. We faced trials, but anytime I looked around, I would only ever see smiles on everybody's faces, no matter the circumstance.
Love has called my name. I've been born again.
I saw God, of course, through nature and the intricate things from the trees and just the tiny bugs on the ground to how powerful He can just carve mountains and the sky and just the storms and clouds. It was incredible. And also saw God through the people and how someone who could be struggling just pushes through with a positive attitude. It doesn't matter what they're going through. Everyone climbs that mountain the same way, no matter their past.
I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear.
I saw God through all of the people that I was hiking with. They were all very encouraging and positive, even though they were struggling just as much as I and everyone else.
Well, when we were going up to Summit, I prayed a lot because I had so many negative thoughts, and I was like, no, I'm just going to stop right now. But the positivity trumps that, and somehow I kept telling my legs to stop, but they kept moving. And I was praying to the Lord that there would be good weather on that mountain when we were summiting, and it happened. Like literally every cloud that would come near us would break, and I thought that was amazing.
I was submersed in God this week. Just in the mountains and on the hikes, everything was so beautiful. And seeing the river and like how strong the wind was. Just seeing all of God's creations and marveling at everything that He had made.
I saw God, of course, a lot in nature, and in the mountains and the trees and the path and the wind and the rushing rivers. I saw God through my own prayer time and quiet time. I saw Him through our group, a group that really bonded together, which was great over the course of the week. I saw Him through answered prayers, as far as just having the stamina and strength to make it happen.
I'm definitely going to take home that no matter the struggle, God gives you the strength to get through it no matter what. And whether it be a mountain or a personal problem, just through positivity and prayer and the strength that God gives you, you're able to overcome it, even if Satan's lies tell you that you're not going to.
Full of the light that only this height can show. Blessed hand is what you've given.
I got to spend a lot of time with myself during solo time and on the hikes back, and I realized that there are distractions around us all the time that keep us from being with God. And so going home, I think I'm going to be aware. I'm going to try and be more aware of what is distracting me, and try and put that away and replace it with being with God.
Your broken cup, you will taste the meaning of His life. Hey, hey.
I'm just taking home just being more interactive in the church and just praying more and reading my Bible more and like taking less time off of, as what my mom calls, screens, which is basically phones and other electronics.
And I see we're all still standing. But just look around and you'll find the very face.
I took home that no matter the situation in life, you can always persevere and you can always overcome it with God's help. And just praying and asking for strength, He'll always be there for you and you're never alone.
So walk down this mountain with your heart held high.
It's given me a lot more motivation to push myself and realize I'm stronger than I ever thought I was.
And with this love that's gone before you and these people at your side, if you
Well, for me, this trip was a great memory creator. Not just because my daughters and I were on this trip together, but because in life you have experiences where you look back on times where you have had great opportunities to connect in a different way. And what I'll take back is just the the memory of climbing a mountain and what that looks like and what that means, and and a piece of that will always be with me, I guess.
This week has changed me by giving me a bigger sense of like where I belong in the world, and like how my actions can affect other people, even by just smiling.
So we had like this thing where we had to tell one false thing that the devil was telling us, and one was, I'm not good enough. But once I climbed that mountain, I realized I am good enough, and that no one can tell me that I'm not.
Trek is a place where our limits and our endurance are tested and pushed. It's a place where a community comes together and is built up and grows. It's a place where the walls around our hearts are broken down and we're able to be real with one another. It's a place where we get to step away from the world and step away from problems back home and technology. It's a place where we get to journey through God's creation and we get to see God's peace but also His power through what He's done. This is Trek.